would you do business with someone that's a cheater?
Wait, in their own personal life?
They're a cheater in their own personal life. They're married, then they're cheating on their partner. Would you trust that person?
Wait.
Is that person trustworthy to do business with? Because they're cheating on their wife. I mean, essentially, they might cheat you out of something.
I say yes, because first of all, the term cheater is based on some societal norms that are not necessarily conducive to
that's what
the family.
I forget that you like polygamy or you support it.
Yes, I support it. Not that I am one.
Okay.
But I do support it and understand it.
Okay.
And feel like we've been gamed into feeling like this is the only way.
Okay.
And many different other cultures found that polygamy was a good thing and they actually made it work. And I could understand why this, where we live at, you know what I mean? They wouldn't want, especially us as original people, as the ones that are able to reproduce so much faster and, you know what I mean? We're just the strong reproduction beings of the earth. Yeah, you don't want us to have multiple children like that.
Yeah.
Back in the days, before a lot of this bullshit, one man and one woman might have 10 kids.
That's right. My grandmother had 10 kids.
Right. So now imagine if he got 6 women and he had 60 kids. They don't want no shit like that. This man has a damn army, basically, like one man. Like, they don't need those type of problems. Let's limit the reproduction.
Wow. Interesting. I love the way you explained that.
And they've been limiting our reproduction ever since.
So it's population control. That's what it essentially
Definitely.
is. It just all boils down to population control.
Definitely.
And in all different realms, including morality. So the answer to that question, would you do business with a man that is a cheater? Your answer is yes.
Yes, I do business with.
I don't think what people do in their personal life means that they're going to do bad business.
Really?
And I don't think, see, there's a certain shit with men.
Yeah, that women.
That's a certain understanding with men that if he's doing that with his woman, that's his understanding. That doesn't necessarily make him a bad person.
Okay.
That makes him a bad person to you as a woman.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
like,
right.
He has to do other shit.
And doesn't make him a bad person. Maybe I need to readjust my expectations.
Or your perspective.
Oh. You don't know the insides of you don't know the in and outs of their relationship.
There you go.
Yeah. So you're right. Okay.
You don't know what she's doing.
So the answer
is yes.
You would still do business with someone that's a cheater.
I don't call them a cheater. I don't even like the way that sounds. you making you try to say it all like, so for the record, you do business with somebody that's a cheater.
It's kind of like that information wouldn't mean much to me if I'm doing business with somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What would mean business more to me is if I knew that he stole from his last business partner.
100%.
Okay.
That would mean more to me than if he's cheating on his
spouse. Okay. Perfect. Good to know. So now, last one. This is another famous female social media personality, and her name is Ari. And she said, if a man has...
Ari white or black? She's black, right?
She's black.
Okay. I think I know who you're talking about.
She's beautiful.
What's her last name? She's just Ari?
She's G Herbo's first child's mother.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to say baby mama.
Baby mama, but let's make it sophisticated. If a man has access to your home, he needs to be paying all the bills.
What?
If a man has access to your home, meaning
dumb fucking ass out of here. Are you still that what the fuck she said?
Yes.
Are you serious?
What's wrong with that?
If you're Waheeda.
All right. For real. Seriously. No, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
But she's saying this to women, and she's saying if a man has access to the home, meaning he comes home there, he sleeps there, he showers there, he eats, he has his meals.
You just said access, but even if he does all of that, and it's not his crib, if he has access, he could just go there and take a shower, but he leaves and he got another crib, so he should pay all the bills.
That's what she's saying.
That's ridiculous.
So you don't agree?
Absolutely not.
Hell no.
And that just speaks to the entitlement that women.
That's some shit to get people riled up on social media. Like, that shit ain't.
That ain't real. She don't.
Exactly.
She don't believe.
I think today a lot of people just say shit because they know it's going to get a lot of views and likes, and they know who they could galvanize.
Right. She know all the sexy reds to be like, yeah, that's right.
And girls will do that. Like, they'll get hyped up and they'll know themselves that that's not even real.
Yeah, because it's
you know what I mean. It's not real.
It's an unrealistic expectation to place that burden on a man. It's not fair to him either.
Especially if you try to shove the key in my hand. I had girls, here, take a key. I didn't ask for this. And now you're going to put the key in my hand. Oh, yeah, by the way, now that I give you this key, you should be paying all my bills. Fuck out of here.
Have you ever paid all of a woman's bills?
Not that if you ain't my wife, if you ain't my woman.
That's right.
Fucking not.
And that makes sense. If for your wife, she deserves that because that's who you married. For others, no. Even if it was a girlfriend, no. Right? Because it's unfair to set these expectations for men.
Honestly, the society we live in and the way they have it fucked up for men, I don't see how. This is not the 1950s.
That's right.
Where women can just sit home and fucking not. I don't see how a man could pay any woman's all their fucking bills.
That's right.
Unless they're mad rich.
That's right.
Like super rich.
Super rich.
Even if you're married, guess what? Most women have to work.
That's right.
Most women have to work.
It just makes more sense.
So all of this paying all your bills, like, who do you think you are? Like, who are these guys? Like, and then you think you're supposed to be the only one to fuck with this guy too. This unicorn of a guy.
It's unrealistic.
It's all some fantasy shit, and we need to stop selling this shit to our daughters and our.
It's funny. It kind of goes back to the polygamy thing because if they're able to do that, they're probably able to have multiple women, right? It's like
exactly.
It all ties together. Yeah,
exactly. Aren't there more?
And I didn't know like super like polygamy type guy, but I see like where it could come from if you have the resources.
First of all, aren't there more women than the men?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
especially if you consider in the black community, men that get killed, go to jail, and then men that are being turned to homosexuality, right?
Yeah.
So now, what percentage does that leave of regular heterosexual men that are out here? Like, what does that leave as the pool for women? And women, if you want for your sister what you want for yourself,
learn to share, I guess.
Why?
It's terrible.
You know what I mean?
It's terrible, but it makes sense.
Just saying. If you want for your sister what you want for yourself, she's crying, I ain't got a good man, and you got a good man, but you trying to huddle him to yourself.
Yeah.
He got plenty of sperm to go around. He got millions.
You know what? I cannot with you.
I'm just saying. Like, we got to keep it real here.
We got to keep it real. It's very unrealistic. You know what's more unrealistic for me, my experience, is that, in the media business, music business, women are a lot more open to the concept of just understanding that you're going to meet a lot of different people and things are not always going to be linear, right? You might have multiple situations going on. And that might be true especially for men, right? Women, it's still a little whatever.
It's not good for women.
Exactly. And we know that. But for men, when you're in the music
you say we know that. I don't know if everybody knows
I think most people get that in the music business. I think women in the music business kind of understand that.
Sometimes people do things that aren't good for themselves, right?
I think a lot of women are starting to think, well, if a man can do it, I can do it. And it's not.
It's very unhealthy. That's not a good way to live.
Equal is not identical.
That's right. That's right. But what I was thinking about was when I work in like the corporate settings or like just the other settings that I'm faced with, and I hear women talk about like their dream relationship or what's their ideal match. I personally always feel like if you haven't found that already, it doesn't probably exist. Right?
Say that again?
If you haven't, like, if you are a woman at a certain age, right? And you haven't found your ideal man, maybe the ideal man doesn't exist. Maybe you need to readjust
your ideals,
what your ideals are. And then when you hear a woman say, like, all the men I know that I've been with cheated on me, for example, well, maybe that's because men are wired a little differently, or the men you choose to be with are wired differently. Maybe they're a little bit more sexual than you initially thought, or whatever. So there's all these factors that I think about when I'm hearing women complain about common trends with men. So it's always cheating and it's always providing. Those are the two things that are talked about the most. And then I wonder, like, well, maybe we need to be readjusting our mindsets.
You know, I just had this conversation. Let's bring it up, because you said about the providing, right?
Yeah.
And I thought about that. And you know how they try to say the man is the provider and all of that? Like, I think that's where they got our minds twisted.
That's right.
Because you know why? I think nature says that the woman is the provider. You know, like, the woman provides the birth canal. She provides the passageway for me to come into this world, right? Then immediately she provides the nutrition.
For you to survive.
She provides the love for the baby. She provides the teaching of the baby. Like, naturally, she's a provider. You know what a man is? A protector.
That's right. I agree with that.
A man is a protector and almost the damn servant of the woman.
That's right. I agree with that.
Like, he's the one that, while she's providing all those things, he's the one that's building the house. He's the one that, if any motherfuckers come and try to fuck with, he's the one that's protecting that shit. And I think where it got twisted, where the man became the provider, when we went from like agriculture to hunter-gatherer, like where the man was now expected to go out and kill meat.
Well, hunter-gatherer was first before agriculture.
Is that what they tell you? That's what they tell us. Wasn't there, so you don't know that. You see?
That's what I've read.
And this is right.
That's what I've read.
And so this is how they switch it up.
Okay.
Right? So let's say agriculture was first, which women are great at planting shit and gardens and right?
I know I am.
I don't like gardening.
I love it.
Right. Women know about just recipes
soil
and just all of that type of shit. Like, that's like more of a woman's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But then send the man out there to like go get the fucking barley and, you know, lift that shit in here with the hay. You know what I mean? Like,
now we go to the store. Now we gotta go to the store though these days.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. But that's some bullshit. And that's a way to take God out of the equation, because really we don't need to go to the store. All your food comes out the ground. God literally,
really? Seriously,
like, it's everywhere.
Seriously.
Like the money don't grow on trees, but food does.
You know, you
like food
excellent,
literally grows on trees.
Excellent point. I went to Guyana.
That's where my people's from.
Right. And so that's where my people are from as well. And I was just like in awe because every fruit I could think of was in the backyard.
Right.
And you just go grab it off the tree.
And you just go grab it off the tree.
And nobody charges you anything.
And people barter.
And all you got to do is give thanks to God.
I've been to Jamaica, same thing.
Yeah, and people barter. They're like, oh, you want a mango? Give me banana or whatever, whatever fruit is available.